Hello! Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Hope you guys can hear me alright. Today is the 1st of April. In case anyone has not tuned in for a while, we're coming up towards what will more than likely be the end of our run in Stoneshard. Having as of last stream gotten to... what are we up to anyways? It's like level 23, I think? Or was it level 24? I love how my guy just belches the second I end up coming online. Let's have a look-see here. Actually, level 25. That's further than I thought I was. But yep, level 25. Almost having reached the next threshold for vitality, which will only continue to give us more health and controlled resistance. So greetings to your blade. As far as the quests go, the only active one that is in the log is the one for the troll hunt. There are still a few big boy enemies that we have to contend with, as well as contracts of a higher tier. What we're trying to do, and which we are very close to achieving, trying to get the reputation with Bryn to 4,000. We get Amity, and we unlock wide selection rank 2, which will give us access, I hope, to the next roster of gear. That's the plan anyways. So I think when we last left off, we rested up in Osbrook. Yeah, because I got food. That's going to spoil within a day. Oh, and we got this cloak off first. Technically it's a second rank 4 item. We got a pair of leather boots, but, well, they were leather boots, not ideal for the type of playstyle we're going for. But I did get this cloak. While it does lean on backfire chance, which is tied to spellcasting, there's a lot of resists on this thing. Not to mention the extra energy, which is really nice. So I decided, you know what? I'ma keep it. And so I did. So yeah, this be our character right now. Yeah, I can look at my crit avoidance. Hell yeah. But yeah, our guy ain't too shabby. So what I'm gonna do is saunter outside and see what I want to do next. Hey, load. Got most of the recipes. Meatball, shallot. I'll get some bread just to tie us over. But yeah, what we've also been doing is shoring up our food supply, so that way these longer dungeon crawls, we actually have what we need. It isn't just the fact that the dungeon crawls have 2 floors, it's also the fact that the surface area of the dungeons are a lot broader as well. Covers a lot of ground. Crazy amount. I think my gear's repaired. Double check though. Yes it is. Cool. So yeah, what we're gonna do, we're gonna return to where is it? The Rotten Willow Inn.
Seth, I have some news. I have decided to give up puns. Otherwise I hope y'all have a great April.
Thank you for the biddies, Cam. Cool. I guess that's your April Fools, I take it, you little shit. I ain't buying that for a second. Guess we had a 4 hours and 20 minutes work day. Yesterday had nationwide strikes, so we lacked a lot of the usual work. How long is your shift meant to be? 8 hours? Git. For those who don't know, frickin' mail delivery git. So if Blade happens to finish all of his deliveries, and let's say there's 3, and no matter how much time is remaining, he not only gets to go home but gets paid for the full shift. I've had no job in my entire lifetime that has had that. No job I have had has incentivized me to not only work effectively but do it at a high quality. Using my 10-year call center experience as a precursor to this, anytime I went above and beyond, you know what my reward was? An attaboy and more work. So it incentivized me to still work well. Better than most, but not the best. So not enough for you to draw negative attention, but not enough to draw positive. You just glide through. That and hit all the metrics to get the bonus. Hitting the bonus was equivalent to a week and a half to 2 weeks extra salary. Which not to toot my own horn, I was pretty good at. At least for those two. Hey GC! Good to see you again. Also, what have you managed to achieve, Monsieur Load? Yeah, we're gonna hop the cart. What is this? Oh, are we back to baiting me with smug anime? Shut up. You're lucky. I'm in too much pain. I'm what is it? Day 8? Yeah, day 8. If by the second week the nerve pains don't deplete, I'm gonna have to have a word with my doctor. It's been quite a few years since I've been on the prescribed pain meds. But I might need that. It's really starting to impact my sleep. What I will do, however, is take my vitamins. Oh, it happens, though. It happens now and again. I consider myself fortunate I was able to get away for so long. Until it finally hit me again. Right. Let's talk to our boy. I would like to request a ride from here all the way to there. 2-hour trip, 159 crowns. The volume balancing for this one's a little rough, I won't deny. Destination reached. If I can complete one more contract, I think I'll have the required reputation to buy the next tier of gear, maybe. The thing we need to prepare for, though, is the food. I know for a fact this is 100% going to expire. So I'll overindulge. I seldom like to overeat. But what we're going to do, we're going to head into the wilds and do some hunting. Which this character is not ideally equipped for. So this place is a right treat. I love the description of this place, the Rotten Willow Tavern. So it's described as the following. The Rotten Willow Tavern is frequented by people who aren't welcome anywhere else. Thieves, brigands, deserters, and other rabble. Although the tavern's location isn't exactly well known, it's not much of a secret either. Apparently, the magistrate's officials get a cut of its profits, turning a blind eye to the existence of this crime den in return. So, people know, but at the same time they don't. They tolerate this because, well, those that have been shunned from society or have a tendency to walk on the opposite end of the law still need a place to unwind. So here you got the old patron, One-Eyed Wigma. I love this guy. He also upsells. Normally, if you want to stay in a rundown tavern like this, it's 20 crowns. Son of a gun here charges 35 for one night. But I'll rent the room. But yeah, what I'm doing is I'm storing all of my gold here. So right now we're rocking, let's see, whoops, about 6,000 coins. Crowns. Now if my theory is correct and we do end up unlocking that next tier of gear, I guarantee you it's going to cost an arm and a leg. But yeah, we got the bed for the night. So I'm going to head into the forests and see if I can round up some food. Naturally, we'll play to our strengths, meat skewers. So, stick. Stick. I need one more stick. So to make meat skewers, I need 1 stick, 2 mushroom, and a piece of meat. Right, into the forest I go. And there's a stick. Alright, the sticks are sorted. I don't know why we sometimes get an extra one. So there's 3 of them. Now let's keep an eye out for any penny buns, chanterelles, morals. We're not taking death caps. Out of curiosity, if you did end up using a death cap, what are the downsides? Death cap is... Nope. Absolutely not. 100% nausea chance, 100% poison chance. Yeah, I'm going to say nah. Right now, these are completely... I wouldn't say useless, but their use case is exceedingly limited. I'm quite confident when they do add alchemy as a skill, that's when death caps likely can be used for things like poison. There's a lot of components exist in the game, but we just can't do anything with them. But it's nice to see they've already got them in the game to begin with. There's a penny button right there. Hey Zocketite, how are things? Same old? I am hanging in there, friend, day at a time. Shoring up what small semblance of sanity I have. We're going to be streaming Stoneshard today and tomorrow, and that'll conclude my run. I'll be resting on Thursday, and then we're back to Path of Exile 2 on Friday. Back to our usual shenanigans. Right now, I'm just having my character go on a food run. I'm just gathering up some mushrooms and a few sticks, so we can use them to skewer some meat. Okay, so 2. Back to the hideout. There'll be some of that. That's the bit I threw away before. Oh, there we go. We got chanterelles. Another one over there. Alright, that gives us 5. At least one more will keep us in pretty good stead. There's the penny one. Alright, that's our supply of mushrooms sorted. Now we're going to find the protein. So let's see if we can find any wildlife. Any hares. Ideally the larger wild game like deer or boars would be great. Squirrels, they're not as worthwhile. Oh, that's an old carcass. Pretty sure that's my handiwork. Yep. I got both my cats vaccinated today. Oh, poor baboos. This just like a regular, like booster, so to speak. They're a little chunky though, so they recommended, I guess, some lighter food. They've been overindulging, have they? I know, like chonker cats look cute, but at the same time, it does place a lot more strain on their bodies. Bless them. We want to stick to the forests. Something is here. Now, are these people or is it food? It is people. A tough one as well, because it's a deserter. So the usual strat. See if we can bait them out with a shout. There we go. Got his attention. My field of vision makes it a lot easier. There you go. That was a nasty crit. Good block by him. I really hate deserters. They're freaking unbelievably resilient. Like the blocks they do is just absolutely ridiculous. Get. It's that shield of theirs. When Seth did Elden Ring, did he ever fight the second Dancing Lion? No! I was told there was another one that existed, but no, I didn't. I didn't end up bumping into it. I think it's in the area where Marika's hometown is. Like the village she hailed from, or something. But I did not locate them, no. Do you plan on trying the troll again today? Don't know. Still trying to complete enough contracts to boost my reputation with Bryn. Depending on how that goes and what the aftermath follows will dictate whether or not I bother. The troll packs too much of a punch. I've gotten a lot stronger since my last attempt, but we'll see. If not, I might just do it off stream. Model. It's in a really out of the way area. Do you mind if I say where it is? Yeah, I don't care. I've finished my run, and I've already killed the dancing lion before. I reckon if I face it a second time, unless this one's capable of anything like special, pretty sure it would go down a lot quicker. Damn, there's some nasty enemies here. We're not here to kill them though. My objective is to get meat. Let's see, we got birds. Now that is not a trap that I set. Someone else did. You find these now and again. Now, I could claim this for myself, but I don't wanna. Did you not get to Amityville bin yesterday? Nope. We are just a little bit short. We are about 77. No, 67. Oh, oinker. Perfect piece of meat. Perfect. Tusk, pelt, meat. Got the whole shebang. It's in the ruins area to the left of the Shadow Castle. Barely remember. I mean, I know where the Shadow Castle is, but yeah. Like I said, if it was like an inherently a unique boss, I'd be a bit more miffed, but I was pretty thorough with my playthrough of Elden Ring, so I don't really care. A duplicate boss does not strike my fancy. Fox is not worth the hassle right now, since the meats we get is more of a raw sinew. Now you... usually is implied that there's another enemy nearby. Ah! He's the one I was waiting for. He's running. Don't recognize that thing. Ah, tier 3, that's why. Badly damaged though. I'm gonna find it since it has a bell bearing I want in the mod. Though my weapons are getting stupid. When I two-hand it, I get 1.5k AP. And when I one-hand it, it's 1.2 to 1.3k. You're doing the you're doing it with the mod, right? The convergence one. I think convergence is what it was called. For all my time having played the different From Software games, I never really modded it. The only time I think I did anything inherently unique was in Dark Souls 1. Used the cheat engine to have the mod where your main hand weapon switches every like 10 seconds or something, and then we briefly did a partial randomizer run for Elden Ring. Both have fun in their own way. In both cases, like the early levels were the worst, because certain bosses, they'd either spawn in just an objectively terrible arena and you just would not have the tools needed to fight them, but then you'd also sometimes hit that midway point. I'm just being wary of that snake. Really? Chasing the snake the whole time? That's dedication. Need a shield stick. I'm only here for the meats. The rest of you guys are inconsequential. I'm here for the hunt. People are not on the menu. Sadly, there's no cannibalism option in the game. A lot of birds, though. Is that meat on a stick rotted away? Oh, I already ate it. Hunger is at 18, so I'll eat that, which will free up a bit more room. They changed the scaling to be more Dark Souls 1-ish. All weapons now go to +10 with normal somber / regular shards, and the DLC have shards that can buff to +15, and the buff's permanent, so you can use it in the base game. I like that a lot better than what they have by default. I'm seeing only burbs. Does this game support modding? Yeah, I think some folks have like created their own, because like the game doesn't have these trees complete yet. But, huh? Oh, frickin' Viper hit me, little bastard. He'll pay for that. Didn't even see it. Where's that little shit? It's way too dark. He's a little snake in the grass. I'm just watching my intoxication. You can, I'll go down. I'll be hit with some confusion for a moment, but that's fine. There we go. Usually snakes leave you alone, but if you happen to like cross their path, then they will perceive you as hostile and slash out accordingly. A lot of things moving there. I'm thinking wolves, given how active, but it could be people. There's 4 of them. Or is it deer? Can't see a damn thing, man. It's way too dark. Oh, is this birds? Oh yeah, there's wolves, okay. Have to lean in there. No deers, just burbs. And lots of wolves. Ah, that's what I could go for. Oh, an oinker is even better. Have to really leave in then. That's 2 pieces of fatty meat. I'd be happy with at least 1 more. Fairly certain those deer, if they are still here, they'll go off screen if they haven't already. Yeah, they definitely booked it. Where am I in relation to this? Oh, there's a point of interest here as well. Wasn't my intention to go here, but since I'm here, I guess I'll take a look-see. Some kind of a building tower thing? Something. What is this? Why not just this point of interest? Guess I gotta find the structure. Okay, well, that's Chapel of Holy Terror. What? Oh, right. Yeah, that'll do it. 5 skull ranking, eh? So I'm gonna assume that this is another one of the... I'm gonna guess those are all ravens? Yeah. Caw, caw, caw. Death caps, bog beans. That, the rest of that is about what you'd expect. Well, at least I found that. That's kind of convenient. That had not been my intent, but a fun little coincidence. Key. I guess I'll continue exploring. We're fleshing out the map a little bit more as well. So let's see, I'm here. If we go there, there'll be more forest, so I'll quickly poke my head in there. Thirsty, drink from the Jesus flask. More mountains. Yeah, because like I think this dead ends. We were trying to get to these other points of interest, but what kept getting in the way were the mountain ranges. But what I didn't know is how far they're extended. If I'm gonna hazard a guess, I assume the mountain range kind of covers like this region here. Because we seem to be able to continue going this way, which is very interesting. Judging by the lack of roads. Oh yeah, Brand's Cabin. That was the other place I wanted to go to. Now, is that animals or people? There's tracks effect. Those are people. Okay, and that is bad. Yeah, I'm gonna. Excuse me. That's one too many bad people. Oh lord, you're kidding me. It's more that way as well. You're kidding me. Okay. Well, I'm basically dead here. There's way too many foes. Doesn't mean I'm going to stop trying, though. I'm remarkably dazed. They're all looking pretty darn healthy here. And it'll close the gap no matter what I do here. Oh man, that was way too many enemies. I mean, your boy's at 100%, I got no other forms of healing. Well, that was far more enemies than I was expecting. It just kept getting worse no matter where I went. Not too shabby though. He actually was able to put quite a few of them in the ground. Well, We lose a little bit of exploration progress, but we can still redo that. We lost about, what, half an hour of progress? Well, I say progress in giant air quotes. Like, each corner of that map seems to have had its own, like, 3 or 4 array of enemies, so I was like, okay, sooner or later I should be able to get somewhere safe. Nope, it's just filled to the brim with complete jam rolls. And the trade options here are far from ideal. Not many grocers or anything like that available. Same strat. We'll get back to gathering stick. We got our sticks. That's convenient. A little oinker right there. That's the piece of meat. Here we got the morel. There we got the penny bone. So let's see. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 more mushrooms. Well, edible ones to be precise. There we got the chanterelle. And there we got the last. Alright, now we just need our meats. I believe the roads are okay. Oh, is it getting to be that time now, load? Seeing humanoids, so let's ignore those. Plenty of mushrooms. Grass is getting out of hand from the constant rain in the recent past. Everything's green. How big's your lawn? Like, our work's been cut in half somewhat since we had the front of the house redone. The drive, I mean, so got rid of the lawn as a result.
Did someone invoke the lawnmower?
Thank you also, Camcool, for the dono. Appreciate the first one of the month. Lawn mowers, one and all. Bear witness. Appreciate it, bud. Both the biddies and the shinies. I sure wonder where this path goes. There's a big old river in the way. Oh, we'd almost gotten to Brand's cabin as well while we were exploring. Until we ran into that large conglomerate of ne'er-do-wells. Here we got Maillards. Did you see that? Those are big footprints. Was that a troll? Or was that a bear? Oh, it's a troll. Damn. Young troll. Difficulty maximum. Yeah. Nah. You need consumables and other knickknacks if you're gonna have the audacity to fight this thing. I don't know. Does this? It didn't have like the rock throwing ability. I mean, I haven't progressed a crazy amount. Do I face? I challenge you. Come on. I'm seeing 2 sets of footprints though. I suppose I could lay an ambush by calling out. I am feeling particularly dubious. Particularly dubious. Out of my range. Oh, he's out of my range. What the hell? Could have fooled me. I'll say Jamzus. He hit me right the hell back. Ah. Okay, so he's got a big Angie stomp. 86, eh? It's pretty straightforward. Well, he's done quite a bit of damage to me. Oh. 63. I think he's a bit above my pay grade here, lads. I'm gonna extricate myself here. Sorry, big guy. Well, the bleeding certainly put a dent in the guy. The good news is, unlike his brethren, I will say with some well-placed kiting, there is some tomfoolery that could definitely be achieved. I don't even have a splint anymore either, damn. But yeah. Not bad for a heathen such as myself. I'd got him down to about 53? With some proper line of sighting, maybe you could do some tomfoolery around a couple of trees. And use bleed to your advantage. Till next time, troll. Till next time. Oh, he's still chasing. Oh, this could be interesting. I mean, odds are I might actually die here anyways. What if I get up to some tomfoolery and bait these guys here to join? There you go. Good. Fight. Dance, puppets. Dance. Dance for me. Down to 43%. Can't really see what's going on here. It's down to 3%. And that dude is still alive. Can I get the kill here? I don't think I have any ways to close the gap. It's too far away. I got no range. Plus, I don't know how much stronger he is. I mean, he'll die today, bleeds. I suppose one thing I could do is just like throw something at him for a laugh, but my throw skill is not exactly exemplary. Have a stick! Unfortunately, I do not get the... Oh no, I got the XP. I got 250 for that one. I guess because what? I participated in the fight? What happened to Captain Dog? He ain't doing too hot neither. Guess it counts. He's running for dear life here. troll gland. Some say this organ is the source of a troll's incredible resilience. 300 coinage, eh? It still packed one hell of a punch. No, I tried to do that before and misclicked and ended up accidentally moving sidewalk, so I always right-click until the pop-up window opens. I don't trust the game anymore. That really fucked me over in a previous occasion. So that I always right-click to make sure that the windowed element opens and then click inspect. Never trusting the game again. It burnt me too badly with that one. I ended up running like 3 tiles like a complete Nimrod. We can probably fashion a splint. Can use one of our older bandages. There you go. That should bring us back into rotation. Certainly one of the more unique ways of slaying a foe, by baiting a smaller contingent of enemies to join me. Granted, I got it to like 50-something% myself, and then by the time those ne'er-do-wells were done with it, it was down to like its last 3%, so team effort. Do you know the meme where the dude lost his way to the fridge and is talking to a demon in the 9th stage of hell? I do not know the meme, no. Doesn't ring a bell. So it's trying to get here till we ended up getting accosted by those ne'er-do-wells. I want to see what the deal is with the Brand's abode. Also, if those trolls were there, would that not imply there's a troll den there as well? I think I kind of literally did that in Neverwinter. I was exploring a random cave and now I'm in a labyrinth made by the creator races. This is the Elden Ring equivalent of, you know, you open what appears to be a relatively innocuous chest, but it's a chest of transposition. So you wonder how you've managed to teleport yourself to a completely different sector of the map, like way out of bounds. Hey, this will come in handy. You don't get many of these. We've got a hive. Perfect. I always place a marker for them because I don't believe they don't despawn, but I assume they refill at the very least. (23 AC). Look at you, Mr. Ancient Dragon. Oh, he ran! Pansy. You started that. I mean, fair, he self-preservation, but he started the fight. Have the balls to finish the encounters. Got full plate, +1, and cloak of protection +2. Oh, when you start getting the +2 enhancements, those are tangible. So the campaign, our longest one, got our characters to level, what were we, 7 before we retired? I believe we started as level 2, and by the time the campaign finished, where are we? Yeah, level 7. But the only magical gear I had got the hand crossbow +1, a devil touch dagger, which was a +1 as well, and the other was more of a custom item, which my character had worked on long term, which was his Nothic eye. I don't know what like the expectation is when it comes to level for a level 7 character and how much magical gear they should have. But I was relatively pleased with my loadout. I just wish I had a chance to use that crossbow. Because that was a recent acquisition. On top of also getting the sharpshooter feat. But then, yeah, we never actually reached the point where combat continued. Or the campaign for that matter. We're okay to continue this way for now. So I'm trying to get to... well, I know this is a dungeon. I'm trying to get there. I want to see what that damn cabin is. I was told about that quite early in the run. There just wasn't a very safe method by which to get there. So I just hope I don't get ambushed by an entire contingent of ne'er-do-wells. That map was egregious, the one where we got the game over. Something's there. So I figured go under the cover of darkness and stick to the edges. Why can we not move here? Oh, it's a tree in the way, that's why. Or a big old log. Okay, so it's just 2 screens to the side. Might actually make this. So far, this feels more D&D than Baldur's Gate 3 for me, at least. Actually surprised! Is it because it's more leaning towards combat? But I'd argue, I feel like BG... Why is the ground shaking? Very few creatures create that ground shaking effect. Was a big spell cast, or is someone getting frisky here? That was a big shake then we had. I think someone fought something they weren't supposed to. Could really do with the sunrise in here. Could barely see a damn thing, man. Oh, that is water. What the hell? You don't see that very often. But there's like a very small body of it, just like singled out. Like that. So this is where our boy's supposed place of residence should be. I think it's the inherent level of jank that's missing from BG3. Wait, the lack of jank? Can't explain it very well. It just feels like that level of nostalgia of when I was a kid again, even though I never played this before. It's the first time I've seen a game being ranked below because maybe it had too much polish for its own good. Okay, I'm not... Brand's cabin. I'm not detecting any life signs. There's a couple of things, but I think that's just wildlife. Shovel, claw trap, deer antlers. What was the exact wording? A hunting cabin built far away from well-trodden paths. Right now it serves as a temporary shelter to Bran, a former Royal Ranger. But does he... Is that's our Bran, right? The one that helps us with trading? He did... Yeah. He did say he'll occasionally come back here. Wow, didn't expect you to actually find me in this neck of the woods. If only we met 20 years ago, I'd recruit you into the Royal Rangers on the spot. This is my humble abode, so to speak. Staying in a village for too long makes me restless. So this is where I come to clear my thoughts. But don't just stand there. Come in. It's nice to have a guest for a change. Yeah, we normally meet this guy in a few of the neighbouring towns. Generally, I seem to encounter him most in Osbrook. He'll be just outside the inn. But you can also see him in Manshire as well. But he has his own cabin, which is way in the middle of nowhere in this place. How are you holding up? Yeah, he more or less still sells the same stuff. Even as a moose pelt. Oddly enough, none of this stuff is marked as red, which means he's happy for you to take that, which is difficult to believe, but bless the guy for doing you a solid. Oh, we can even use it as a place of rest. That means I can save my progress here without any additional penalty. Oh, this guy's he's an absolute baller. Bless the guy. I'll eat that to recover from hunger. Damn. Yeah, I mean, sure. I can sleep till tomorrow. I'll see why not. Yeah, he'll probably move on doing his own thing. But yeah. Big thing is that I don't have to manage the whole party. Like I said before, I guess. True. In some of the older generation isometric games, some of the AI could be pre-programmed. The only time that you would like intercede directly was for things like repositioning, or if there was a very, very specific target you wanted to eliminate, or you wanted to cast a spell or use a specific ability. I'd have some goofy two shoes chastising me for murdering a peasant because they were too stupid to give me the key item. Now the true face is revealed. He's on a power trip. We still need more meats. I guess the only problem here is... oh, God. Oh, who's right outside? Just happened to bump into the guy. It's more the method of how we're going to get back. Wait, was that always there? So there's just 2 points of interest then. There's that one there, and there's that one there. That means there's 2 different buildings. I suppose I could check out both. The game is saved. So... sure? Like, I could do with some more food, though. We need a mate. Well, let's explore these. If I happen to find anything I can chomp on the way, great. But yeah, Brand's cabin is a very welcome point of respite. So we're trying to get there, just so we have that place officially marked. That was a lot of lag we just got there. Like when the game suddenly stops for me from like auto-pathing, something's going on here. I assume it's these 2 nitwits over here. I don't know who it is. Oh, no, it's wildlife. Perfect. Hello. We're gonna eat y'all, baby. Damn it, can't see him. Hold still so I can murder you. I love how the hedgehogs say to check it out. Listen, you don't want to end up on the menu either. Okay, so that's 2 fatty pieces of meat. If I can get 1 more, then that means we can make 3 meats on a steak. And that should solve the majority of our hunger issues. I'm going to assume that's the last deer I need down there. How do they know I'm here? I'm using line of... oh, wow, no. Okay, let's... off with your head. You guys weren't even on the menu. You're just collateral damage. Jesus, I got so overzealous with my swill chugging. Seem to reduce myself to a 3-year-old who can't even like make sure the contents of his cup don't dribble down the side of his face. Me and my swill. Ah, glorious. Alright, I'm swilled up. Any swillers? So if we go south of here, we should then... Mage Hunter. Can't say I'm his biggest fan. We'll pop the, just to play it safe. I'll go elusive. I was right in front of you. How'd you miss? I'd be ashamed. Bye-bye. Don't care about the sword. Okay, so he has another friend who's just about to turn the corner. Hi! They're not bleeding. They are now, though. Ooh, you're gonna regret standing there. Let's juggle. I'm convinced that this guy's 100% gonna flee once the hit points get low enough. What's your health at? 55. Ooh, actually stunned me. Gotta say, I'm a little impressed. But off with your head. That son of a gun gave me a concussion. Not often they get concise hits on my head. Well. Turns out I'm gonna have to convert that last bandage into a splint as well. They got some good bonks on you, boy. Hey, I'm just exploring, man. I'm not even trying to get into a ruckus, at least not yet. Alright, so this should mark the dungeon. We know there's no outside threats here, at least they're not supposed to be. There it is. Chapel of Holy Terror. That name. Caw. Don't suppose the corpses have anything of value on them? I'm gonna go with a resounding no. Leather scales, but we don't have anything that's made of leather. Cloth, yes. Leather, not so much. Ah, there you go. That's actually convenient. I actually got the bandage back for me. I'll take the antlers for some more coin, I guess. We've got some crowns. And actually, you know what? Not bad. I gotta thank the former owners of these. Bless them. That actually did help. And then whatever the heck that is. I can't imagine two dungeon locations being so close together. So either that's a ransacked something or other, or there is a place where we might be able to trade. If I'm going to hazard a guess, it'll probably be something like this, like a lone farmstead that's long since been abandoned. A little disappointed if that's what it is, but there's no harm in quickly poking our head in there and giving a look-see. Had an awkward conversation with the village priest. He was asking why I was not going to church the past many years. He doesn't know that I'm an atheist for a while now. He still doesn't know. As long as he isn't trying to, you know, do the old carrot on a stick. Or the carrot or the stick. First they'll go down the line of, you can find salvation. And then when that doesn't work, well then, eternal hellfire. It's like, alright, pick your fucking lane, alright? You can't have it both ways. Either I'm getting titties and rainbows, or I'm going to be sauteed in lava. Alright, so apparently this is the location. What am I looking at here? Hello? Nice and easy. I hear burbs, so that should be safe. Yes. Okay, there's more wildlife. That is good. I don't want to scare them. Hello? I mean, we even got a fox here, but they're not on the menu just yet. I mean, the symbol on the map denoted as though there's a building here. I guess we haven't found the sweet spot yet. There's like a large clearing of these deer. To be fair, I do need to hunt down one of them. Add them to the... because we need one more fatty piece of meat to cook up. So through process of elimination, you guys are looking mighty tasty. Alright. Hi! The bleed does the rest of the mojo. I don't... well, let's get rid of that. Can we ditch? To my surprise, the vegetables are somewhat in the way. My greater interest is the... oh no, yeah, we got the whole thing. Nice. But we can always find the sticks when we're ready to cook them up. So we got our 3 fatty pieces of meat. So where's the building? So there's this. Oh, there it is, right there. Witch's hut. Okay, interesting. The fact that this guy just sidled up to me is odd. I mean, you're looking remarkably ransacked, if I'm going to be honest. I mean, it's got all the usual, you know, bone-like accoutrement and dream catches and all that jazz. Or devil nets. Whoa! Someone is here! Rowena. Ah, here you are. Finally. I knew you would come. Would come sooner or later. Step out to run into a yellow mob. I don't know, but whoever this is, the unique artwork, they even got full-on blindfold. And this music worries me. Who are you? Doesn't matter, dearie. Doesn't matter. Right now I'm nothing but right now I'm nothing but miserable and old. But I have to be a generous, welcoming hostess. You're gonna turn to a giant hag and we're gonna fight. Good thing I have some supplies stashed away. Humor an old woman. Have a drink. Oh no, we're about to get poisoned. Thank you, but I think I'll pass. Oh, very well, I guess I could have some. Thank you, but I think I'll pass. How disappointing. Fine. Let it be so. I won't get angry with you this time. But you shouldn't be so stubborn in the future, sweetheart. I will most certainly consider. Anything else I can help you with? Right, so I'm guessing the second I drink that, I'm going to probably collapse into a heap. I might consider taking a sippy. What is this called? Peasants stay away from places rumoured to be home to a witch. Very few dare, risking the dweller's foul temper by trespassing the unspoken border. You're freaking me out, lass. Like, would you have the audacity to poison me? How come everyone keeps seeing the same dream? Okay, her dialogue is mostly the same then. So what happens if you exit and then come back? Is she going to offer you the old beverage again? No, her dialogue is reminiscent of much like how the locals are seeing the nightmare. Okay. I mean, sure. Nothing else of note? I guess we'll leave her be. Witch's hut, eh? What an odd duck. Very odd indeed. I'm half convinced that I've stumbled upon somewhere I shouldn't be. Time to adventure elsewhere. Didn't you say there was the game has a means for you to be able to instantaneously recall back to a safe place like a town, but it just costs you gold? Alright, let's get the hell out of here. Yeah, hang on, this entire map has a specific, like, foreboding OST. Yeah, I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna go vehemently with a very big just no. Big no Perino. Nopesville. So, hang on a minute, how can you have the camp symbol? Oh, it's one to the south, that's why. Yeah, so I'll hug the side here. We know there's a camp up ahead. Announcing Love Epoch. I don't even have to click the link to be able to ascertain that this is going to be another April Fool's. People love taking the piss. Going back to the hub's free. Going back to where you teleported from costs X gold. It's up to 150 gold now, and if your henchman dies, he's instantly teleported to the hub where you can tell him to follow you again. Oh, they're like safely recalled. I will say that's somewhat convenient. Okay, so I know there's a camp there. I just happen to have approached it from the opposite end. Grunting bear noises. Oh my god. Okay. Furry simulator. Right. Now, I don't know if these guys have repopulated the region. Let's find out. No. So we can still use this. Perfect. Quick little sippy. Yeah, the fact that we can still see the remnants of their weapons is quite nice. Alright, so here's what we'll do, seeing as we've managed to make it all the way here. I will toss 2 of the pieces of meat on there. 4 of the required mushrooms. We don't need this. La da 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 da. And I shall return here after I come back with a couple of sticks. Well, 3 of them to be precise. The good news is, there is a forest literally on our doorstep that we can utilize. In fact, we can just grab one there. There we go. Goblin Village. Look at you, man. There they were enjoying a life of peace and tranquility, and there comes you. An adventurer come to ruin their lives. Such disgrace. I love it. Alright, so yeah, Willow's there. So before we end up cooking, we want to make sure that food lasts for as long as it can. So we'll do step 1. Sleep till tomorrow. Of course it starts to rain. Then what we'll do... meat skewer 1. Meat skewer 2. Meat skewer 3. So that more or less handles the food issue. I'll take a sippy from there for good measure. Now all we gotta do is just safely maneuver back to the inn, and then I'll see about accepting that contract. So we technically killed one of the juvenile trolls, but I'd say with next to no strategy and brute forcing it, I was able to get it to maybe about half of its hit points. And then when attempting to reset the fight or escape it, I was able to coax it to fight some of the local brigands. And then with their aid and some collateral damage, I was then able to conclude the encounter. So not a true solo victory, but at least a juvenile troll's been bested through somewhat more unconventional means. A lot of health. In a way, the young trolls are harder than the big ones. Well, I noticed when I briefly fought the big guy. There's a delay to some of the attacks. So as long as you're able to reposition and remaneuver, that's an opportunity to get in some hits. But I scarcely put a dent in the big guy. I assume he has an apocalyptic amount of health. Right. We have now made it all the way back home again. So I don't want to burn through my own food. Doesn't have any interest in those, to my surprise. There should be a fellow here that sells... Yeah, there we are. It's after more than medical supplies. The lack of splints does worry me. Just having one will go a long way. La 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 da 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 da. Do 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 do. A durability repair of 8. 12. I think the head took a look. I always carry 2 pouches. One can house the non-coin or the old money. So bandage, pain, heal. Yeah, I think that should keep us in reasonable strongs. So quick rest to make sure this part is saved. And now we speak to our friend. I take it you're still not willing to share any news? No, didn't think so. Looking for work, so that leaves us with Restless Crypt. Here's the gist of it. Ever heard of the Black Retreat? Well, something foul has taken root there. I don't have any spare hands at the moment, so I could use some outside help. Clear the place out and there'll be a reward. Tell me more about what I should expect. So what do you need to know? What's the reward? 600 crowns. I want to make sure that we hit the reputational thing, so I don't want to proc the one that makes me lose rep, so I'll just say good enough. How much time do I have? 3 days. What can you tell me the location? Might be wise to prepare. The Black Retreat is an impressive structure. There'll be a lot of ground for you to cover. Who's in charge? Once again, it's a skilled warlock. For that, I accept the contract. Very well. That has now been added to the list. So it is all the way there. Wait a minute, you don't sell the Healy item? Oh, he does, okay. That's what was missing. Plus I did a double take. I ended up using the last dose of that when facing off against the troll. I don't think these nitwits have had a chance to respawn yet, so we should be able to run precisely along the road and not draw any additional ire. You forgot something? Can you guess what it is? I don't know. To kill Argus. What's the Argus equivalent in this game, I wonder? Frickin' lightning, man. So we should be able to go right there. And we will reach the crypt. There we go. And there's our destination. Oh, apparently I've been ambushed. Okay. Normally this area is supposed to be cleared, but this time it is not. Good block. Not surprising, we have a case of the hunkies. That's why I had that specially made. We'll drink that. Yeah, I wasn't aware that an ambush could even happen on this tile. I guess it can happen anywhere. Because like we're outside the dungeon, we're not even in the damn place yet. See, we're starting heavy. Well, if you want to chase, I'll allow this. Hello! So we're gonna find a fair bit of my favourite currency, good old ancient old money, as I love to dub it. Nope, he's close enough. Don't need the shield. More ancient coin. Beautiful. A foot. Sure. Although if we run out of space, that's the first thing we're going to toss aside. 7 more coin. Oh, easy. Freaking like a herd of elephants, this guy. Oh, I suppose I should kill you, shouldn't I? Sure, we could take a amulet, it's a 1 square thing. How badly damaged are you though? Judging by its artwork, it's functional. Another one of the figurines, I see. Skull. Easy, big guy. Hi, friend. It's not very nice to throw things at me. Another unidentified shield. Alright, Crowbar, do your magic. Steel Signet Ring. Interesting. So this is a rank 3. Armor pen, block chance, and block power. Not what we normally go for, but it is a higher tier ring. Got a gold tooth. I think the gold tooth can go into the... yeah, I'll go to that bag. Any second we're going to spawn a spectre, mark my words. A topaz. Jug. With you. Steel fragments for an easy repair. It's 12 durability. More cheese! Oh, I should probably say hello. Hi! Goody things. Disenchantment scroll. Okay. How are we looking here? Crowbar. Sadly, just bones. Not the strongest, but I will take it. Hey, friend. Oops, did we choose the crowbar for that one? My guy's pain levels are higher than I would have expected. Good time to use these. Ifeeks. Bonefoot flame, militia, sure. Some more ancient coinage. There's the stairs leading down. More ancient coin. Hello, crowbar. Ooh, 31 down. That's a lot. Way more. While it is blue, it is very heavily damaged, and it's not of a tier of something which we would use. So, no. Another bird buckle. Can bird buckles go in here? They may. So I have the way down, but I'm quite certain I've not explored everything on this floor. I want to make sure I scrape every last noogie. of loot. Did that. Don't want the hourglass, that takes up at least 2 squares worth of space. That's all fine. Yes, I don't think we've been very far down here. We're not far enough. Judging by the lack of life science, I don't think we missed out too much here. Oh no, there's stuff here. Brute. Deactivate that damn trap. Nope, spawn the Spectre. Curious how long that was going to take. Unidentified ring. Depending on the modifiers, could be used. Yeah, I think Spectres are like a very low spawn chance when you interact with a sarcophagus. Likely tied to the spirit that, or at least the body that is interred. So they're like, hands off! 7TV changed my font to Comic Sans. April Fool. Jokes on them, I love it. I'm sure we're going to see... There'll be a couple of zingers, but most will probably be a little drab. Hey, Coles. How you doing, bud? How's Stoneshard going? Pretty good. We had a game over in the beginning, like the first 30 minutes or so. So it's that classic situation of you're attempting to flee from a problem and you just run into more. But managed to tiptoe around that, explore a little bit more. Even killed our first troll, although it was the younger ones. I got it to just below half health and it started to retreat. He ended up chasing me another full screen, and we ran into a trio of slightly higher tier deserters and bandits, and they engaged with the troll, so they got it to about 3%. I just kind of threw a twig at it at the very end to get a little bit of extra damage at the end. I was able to get the XP. So I think I did about maybe 53% of its damage. I could have played my cards differently. I think with some use of, let's say, claw traps and spending more time letting it bleed out, pretty confident I could kill it. Like, bleeds alone would have been able to do a fair bit and give me ample time to recover. Posted a summary about the bizarre refund stuff on pictures since you wanted to be kept informed. Did you see it? No, I haven't checked Discord yet. Not just yet. I don't like April Fools because a lot of authors make April Fools chapters, and most of them I don't like. Just give me regular chapters. The worst is, right, they do an April Fools chapter, or like a company, something, a game, a TV series, manga, you name it. They showcase something, and it actually like legit ends up being something good. And then when folks realize, oh, it's an April Fools, it ends up having the opposite reaction. Case in point with GGG, did the Battle Royale, and that actually ended up being a bit of a hit. Not for an oh, that's not good. Oof, I avoided that just barely. Not for an extended period of time, but you know, in short bursts. Yeah, rats, cats, you name it. Alright, so this is the only other chamber that we hadn't visited. Oh no, the Spectre appeared. We'll go with the Seize the Initiative. Plain earrings, eh? Well, it's exposed. Not too bad. Right, now I've done everything on this floor. The inventory is certainly starting to fill up a wee little bit, my friends. Just a wee little bit. Yeah, when you get to like tier 3 contracts, the surface area of these dungeons really increases. Not only that, but there's 2 floors, man. So the overall journey ends up taking a longer stretch of time as well. Which then brings us to this point. A little uncalled for. I just went down the stairs and already there's a ne'er-do-well waiting for me. So between arrows and bones being thrown at me, I'm a little offended. Dog. Bone skull. That's right, I'll make ample noise. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have made that much noise. There's quite a few of them. Wow, that is a lot of enemies. Alright, well we'll call forward that contingent, I suppose. Wait. Alright, party time. I'm gonna sever your limbs off, it ain't gonna work. So you can surround me all you want, it ain't gonna work. Cosmic dogs. Can't do anything with a piece of leather. Okay, so they've definitely gone with superior numbers here, that's for sure. Hi! Bye-bye. Next. Next. Shield, hatchet, leather... No piece of armor. Shields don't count, so there's no helmet, gloves, boots or anything like that. Also, I'm going to break them down for scrap. Oh, that's what I could have done with that stupid rope. No, it didn't have enough durability. It wasn't mad. Yeah, it wasn't mad. How is the crowbar? 5 uses of the crowbar. Unidentified potion. Well, I guess I can keep... Oh god, there's way more of them than I realised. That's kind of cute. Restoration. Okay, it improves the rate at which you regen health. Another potion. What the hell? What, did I kill an alchemist or something? Edbury? GTG posted a clarification on map portals yesterday, apparently. I'm going to assume this is in regards to... well, it's addressing... In the current iteration, you die, so it's GG. You can run it again, essentially. But now they have it where there will be the use of multiple portals to return to that exact same map. But the difference here being is that By default, you'll have 6 portals, and depending on how much you juice up the map, like a risk and reward thing seems to activate. So, if you've rolled it with a bunch of modifiers, it tends to reduce the number of portals. That's, I believe, is what the intent is behind that. And I'm going to assume that this post is going into a bit more detail to remove any of the ambiguities. Nuggy. Old money. Which we don't have space for anymore. Alright, now I can start arranging this. That's not worth a lot. Neither is that, or that. Now I only kept those because I figured we had the room. So I will retake the monies. There's still a lot of good dungeon crawling left to do, so I expect that to vanish. Ancient coin, ancient coin. A sarcophagus. More ancient coinage. That definitely is going to make enough noise to get his attention. Oh, yes, 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 yes. Okay, hit him with the old 1-2. Get him! Why do I feel like I'm at the boss room here? Because that's a lot of undead. There we go. Yeah, he's definitely here because he just revived this guy. That's just a risen priest. There's the main guy. Cease their revival. Need to get to him, but these rotund fucks are blocking the way with their immense girth. Bro, can you just fucking die and get out of my way? Dog. Jesus Christ. That undead resilience. I think it lost almost all 4 of its limbs. It's just blocking my path moving forward. Like, get out of the fucking way. You rat bastard. Let's see. Shield, staff, don't care about the enchantment scroll, although it probably is one of the more pricier pieces of stuff. Unidentified axe, leaf shaped arrow, all garbage. Handful of amber. I could still go with that one. Rubbish. Silver class. And of course the big guy's stash. Didn't give us as much, but I can work with that. The emerald is certainly worth its fair share. That's for damn sure. Only dying consumes portals. You can exit and enter as much as you like for loot. That's a little surprising. So even if you only have a single portal, you can just keep ping-ponging back and forth. Well, for any loot hoarders, I suppose that's a welcome change. You strike me as someone who is experiencing an exhausting set of Mondays and Tuesdays. What's up, friend? Was that the entirety of what was here? Oh, there's still this side to handle, but we cleared the biggest threat. Thirst kicks in, eh? Considering GGG has been said publicly that they don't want people hoovering all the loot out of the maps is very surprising. Yeah, especially if you can just keep using that one portal. It's not really that useful for loot. It should just make trade a less pile of a shit, so people can just leave the maps now. Oh yeah, so that way they don't have to like worry about needing to finish the map they're in first before proceeding. Hey Yogrim, are you doing a tier 4 dungeon today? I've already done one yesterday. It's just the only ones that are presently available at the inn. The Inn of Ne'er-do-wells were a mix of 2s and 3s. I think there's 1, 2, 1, 3 and 1, 4. That is a lot of junk. But we've got everything we need here. How hungry are we? Yeah, reasonably. Yeah, we managed to figure that out. We got a game over before, but I know there was a place somewhere here that had like 5 stars. There's obviously this place. But not unsurprising that they're at the farther edges of the map as we know it. One triple genocide of goblins, orcs, and bugbears later, the farmer's wife is saved. And not an ounce of guilt of how much life had to be extinguished to save the life of one. Alright, ladies and gents. Let's maneuver our way all the way back. I wanted to play Lich on the League start, but seeing as how everyone will go it because it's going to be the most broken shit in existence, I'm probably not doing it. It's the latest toy. It's possible like the other ascendancies that have been locked for the other classes could have just as broken of a combo. But yeah. As a minion player, having an ascendancy that is more dedicated towards that seems quite nice to have at last. The Lich is immortal if they have not done the coding right. We don't know this, dude, not until we play it. We can prognosticate and plan, but until we actually get our hands on it, we're just as clueless as each other. Curious to see though how they break the game. Need to change some uniques or it will still be busted as hell. Such as? I guess I didn't get to the crazy broken phase of when I was playing it. That's largely coupled with the fact that I was using my own shoddy build. Although the fact that I got into the late 80s and got into tier 16s with my scuffed build of charging was a miracle. The blacked out needs to be nerfed. What is that one? Yes, int cold damage over time, bypasses energy shield while not on full life, sacrifice 10% of mana per second to recover that much life. Where do you even get this thing? Unique Hex's robe. It can drop anywhere. It can also be chanced. That's a very cool looking drip. How the fuck would you even use this? So DOT passes energy, bypasses ES, sure. While you're not on full life. Sacrifice 10% of mana per second to recover that much life. I'm struggling to think how you even use this damn thing. Lich has the node that makes it so your life cannot change while you have ES, so that chest gives you immunity to DOT. I guess this is what I get for not even like looking at the Lich just yet, outside of the what few things were teased. You know, during the demonstration. Or the presentation. We made it! About my contract, I am done. Present the trophy. Take the coin. Thank you. Seems like we hit the threshold. Interesting. The next one even goes another. Allows to purchase equipment of drastically higher quality. Impressive, is it not, my friends? I will have words with them, though. Bryn. I can see why they're not as inclined to talk to us mere peasants. Didn't realize I looted a random bone, evidently. What the hell? That is the sum total of my shinies. Alright, we have quite the pilgrimage to make. So either this is going to go exceedingly well or utterly terribly. Can I still stay here, or has the time already elapsed? Nope, gotta pay. I figured I'd save this progress. I'm gonna assume no more contracts. Oh, I'm surprised that's the one that refreshed. The Rumors of Bloodsuckers. You're cute, yeah. One bedroom, please. Occultist is one of my favourite ascendances of PoE1. I'm really happy that they're bringing back a Profane Bloom. Oh, the Explodey. That's one of the main reasons I have so much fun on the Scavenger RF character in PoE1. Obliteration's booms. I survived this, but my henchman died against 2 orcs. Oh my god. Those goblins are tiny. Allow us to repair our equipment. loot list, I forget. Thanks. Alright, key has been restored to its former glory. We're going to speak to our good friend here, who will grant us the means to travel here. It's rather expensive, but I mean, compared to what we already have, and the sheer distance we're going to be covering in one fell swoop, it's doing us quite the service. Welcome to the outskirts of Bryn, my friends. Completely forgot about my skill point as well. Oh dear, I think the one I want to go for was you. My energy costs are reduced. Potent. Alright, pigeons. We return with a better reputation than we had before. I reckon the first place we want to go is here, so we can exchange the old ancient mintage for current gen crowns. So that gives us another 888. And keep the spare bag. Then we have a few other knickknacks, whether it's gems or little statuettes. We're going to speak to the only guild that hasn't kowtowed to the local powers. Our jeweler brethren. Hello! I will, friend of mine... Oh, wait, this is so done, I can go away. Oh, these guys just closed. Dogs. Between me getting a quick night's rest and then the 4-hour journey here, and then going here on foot, they're closing up shop. But, that's fine. I can rest up here. If I... Given the time of day, though, the people who we need to speak to that would be willing to sell us loot, this is around about the time they do that. They won't trade, the quartermasters won't trade with us during the day, but they will do so during the night. So before they retire, and while I still have that, I just want to see whether or not they'll even play ball. Alright. Oh, there's the first tier 4. A claymore, no less. A veteran long axe. Man, the energy cost goes up by 45%. Armor pen, body pen damage, a lot of stagger chance. 3,918 just to get a singular piece. Just let that sink in for a hot second. Dogs. Sergeant Brigandine, 4,970. Okay, bro. Alright, I see how it is. Flag bearer armor. Is that the heaviest of the heavies? Physical resistance 30%, bleed 36. Minus 17 to your dodge. Well, that's a fair bit of crit resistance. When flag bearers are slain in battle, their comrades are usually quick to follow suit. Providing the former with quality armor is plain common sense. Oh, I bet it is. Look at them boots. Ooh. These are obviously inspired by the Nistrian military tradition. Scaled armor is still a common sight around these parts. Plate gauntlets, actual paint gauntlets. 4 grand, man. What I'm after is the helmet, because this is the most dated piece of equipment I have. Well, seeing as you're here, you can help me save some space. Get. Right. So the visored barbut. Yep, physical resistance, blade resistance, control, crit avoidance. Obviously it has that vision decrease. It's two different ones, 19 versus the 18. I'd probably go with the old Barbut. Yep, Visored Barbuts are in no way inferior to Sally and Bassinets. Choosing one over another is a matter of preference. Yeah, I don't mind a -1 to vision. I'd argue sometimes this guy's vision's a little too good, but this will offer me an additional 9 protection. It practically doubles the resistances, at least when it comes to bleed and control, and I can also potentially get this magically enchanted. Though I will say 3,886 for a single piece of gear. Damn, son, these guys ain't fucking around. I will take it. Look at my guy. Starting to look like a legitimate threat here, my friend. So yeah, this is the helmet that I bought from Tot, the guy that helps us with the caravan. Because at the time, I think the helmet I was wearing was complete dog. So not only, like, this was better in almost every way. It offered slightly more protection, and it had 2 very nice enchantments woven into it. I thought, well, why not use this thing? But let's see, is there any equipment I've added logbooks? So he won't buy this one. You little shite. Okay, so the rest of the gear is fine, I guess. What else? So as far as the weapon goes, the veteran longboy, eh? It's hard to imagine armor which would protect from a direct hit with this axe. Yeah, between the armor pen and body part damage, Jesus. There is an accuracy dip, of course, and a very high energy cost. Let's type next to it. Hey Jake, how are we doing, friend? 200 mace. The pike. Mancatcher. Mercenary halberd is also a spear, naturally. This is the one. Mine's a jagged one, though. Veteran pole axe. Armor pen. This leans more on the block, which I'm not as keen on. Traded. Soldier pole axe. Oh, my options are a little more limited than I thought. So you got veteran poleaxe and veteran long axe. This just has a bit more block and a little less cost towards the energy. This one is just straight up can opener, like freaking limb remover. Not to mention the damage goes up to 33 from its base 25. So be it. I just need to get these 2 things enchanted. Alright. Well, I'm glad to see that my theory was correct. And I'm guessing the rank 5s follow the same logic. If you can get to the respect tier with Bryn. Yeah, drastically higher quality stuff. Cool. Well, either way, this poor schmuck needs to sleep. Well, my prediction was pretty on point, because I could tell with not just the fact that we would get access to the higher tiers of equipment, but also the fact that the cost, it would be somewhere between like 3,000 to 4,000, because I could tell based on the tier 3 equipment, a lot of that stuff went for like lowest was like 2,000 or something, and it peaked to the like mid 3,000s. So my gut was telling me that these guys were going to charge me a fair bit. So all those contracts that we'd been doing, And the pelts I was collecting, I was like, yeah, let's just, we'll save our money. Yeah, this is some of the older gear. Much of which, I don't even think I can sell half of this stuff. Now we have we got the means to get a little bit more coin back, but it means having to sell this off. That's much the reason why I was waiting for the jeweler store to open again. Get slightly better rates selling to them. Good thing you don't have that perk that Henry had. The worse the bed, the better the sleep. Well, there is. I think you can do something in survival. Which one is it? Yeah. So using the rest mode doesn't reduce the duration of vigor. That's fine. Removes the rest mode's penalties. Yeah, sleeping in. Normally, when you sleep, if you want to get the vigor buff, which you get if you're sleeping in decent comfort, like the buff I have right now, it's because I slept in bed there. It's nice to have because it boosts crit, lowers the likelihood of you fumbling an attack. You get a bonus to your max energy. It's just a nice array of buffs. The problem is that you don't traditionally get that buff when you sleep in a bedroll or if you find camps in the wild. So this makes it sleeping in bedrolls and camps activates vigor. And then not to mention, it's 25% more effective at restoring your health, psyche and fatigue, which is pretty nice. So it gives you better bonuses. What else is there? There's austerity. Yes, I think this is the one. Increases the threat. This one, I will say, right, is interesting. Normally, if you're... before you start suffering the downsides of hunger or thirst or pain or fatigue, it usually goes up in 25% increments. This at least makes it where it's closer. It has an extra 5% of a buffer, which is really nice. So it buys you more time. Reduces the speed of gaining hunger and thirst. Also nice. You can forestall pain for longer. So what is this one? Grants plus 0.01 sanity, morale. Change to vigor. Yeah, sure. What did it connect to afterwards? Adaptability. Reduces the duration of received poisonings, hangovers, bad trips, and aftermaths by 50%. Reduces the effects of damaged body parts on max health threshold by 25%. So I guess the first hits are a lot less. And increases the effectiveness of immunity when recovering from intoxication. Nice plus 10 health as well. Grants plus 10% health restoration. And then you... Will to survive. This is a cooldown ability on its own. Removes all injuries, negative physical and mental effects, as well as negative conditions such as the ones caused by pain and fatigue for 15 turns. It's an active skill though. Grants negative 13% damage taken for 15 turns for each effect removed from the skill. If affected by vigor, replenishes 5% max health for each affected removed by the skill. Like, you have to tell... It says active as opposed to a usage cost. How does will to survive trigger though? This is an active ability. Requires a negative effect or damaged health. No, I guess you activate it then. Although it says no target. Target object, no target. I don't know. The wording of that. I'll have to test that one out. Okay, let's go to our friends, who I hope are now open for business. Oh yeah, I forget. You can't do this. Not without first doing this. Thank yous. So you won't buy the earrings. You can repair this stuff though. Thanks. That gets us back to 966. Never did find a ruby. We did find at least one sapphire. I'm gonna assume you have to do a dungeon tier 4. Look at that amulet. Sapphire talisman. Very nice. Let's take a sippy. Which then brings our money to that. Could do with some scrolls to identify a bit of this stuff. Level 26 impressive. Yeah, characters come a long way since we started this journey of ours. I think it'd be this fella we want to be talking to. Only got a single ID scroll. Sturdiness, boosts your health. Now we talking boost? Are we talking like max health? This is improve health restoration. Like, these things are giga vague. Sell these two now. Hey, mythics. How you doing, friend? Let's see. I'm going to use that to hopefully enchant the helm, the newly acquired helm. Crushing resistance, sure, why not? And then the one for be the weapon. Shock damage. I don't really do any lightning unless it adds that as like is it electrically enchanted or some such. Would not be my first choice. But hey, let's not dodge. Let's not judge. Let's see, just got back from voting. Apparently our state Supreme Court election is making national news. What have I missed? And Elon Musk here wearing a cheese head on Sunday. That motherfucker. He got to wear that hat before I did, man. It's not a very accessible thing in these parts, which I'm kind of miffed about. Let's go to Manshire. It should have been me, not him. It's just all iterations you see of the darn cheesehead here are just some bootleg, disappointing knockoff. What's he up to? Oh, okay. Alright. We got 2 new ones of these. Block power? No. I suppose. I was hoping one that'd do more damage, but cooldown duration, whatever, I guess that'll do. Dogs. FYI, in case they come back in stock, original, so like, not normal cheesehead, original cheesehead. Yeah, it's more the fact that the process of shipping one of these is the thing that could end up costing more than the thing itself. So it's a fair bit. But you know, I understand. Alright. I had the good sense to keep a couple of these. Fumble chance, sure. That's a lot better. A bit more consistent in the damage you would deal. Crushing resistance, yeah. This will do. Will do. Alright, we're gonna try something here. blindness. I don't know how long half of these last. Anti-venom. Then we got some oil. You take all of these. I would like to rent one of your rooms, and if you do not mind, I'm gonna grab me one of them and one of those to go. Then what this ne'er-do-well will do is get a very good night's rest. I'm talking the whole shebang. Yes, yes, yes. You'll be hungry and you'll be thirsty. That's understandable. I'm going to assume the longest duration you can have of that is maybe 1,500. So the thing I want to test is I want to saunter over to that damn troll, the one of the ancient variety. I don't have the full set of gear, but I got a little bit more than the average doge. So that is a bit of a journey to get to that guy, I will say. And I suspect a bunch of the locals have long since respawned. Over here are my own brethren. No, because I think there's an internal timer that ends up. God damn it. Of course those shit stains were going to be there. I'm trying to get to that fat intro so I can see just how poorly I do. It's been quite some time since I've faced off against that ne'er-do-well. I believe this brings us to the map where our oh god, even the music sounds ominous as all hell. So I think he's up here. If I guess correctly, the encounter kicks off after you cross a certain threshold. Unfortunately, what I have no idea about these potions is how long they freaking last. Alright, so I'll make sure this guy doesn't get a case of that darn pot roast, you heathen. See, we got a few potions here. Improves your health restoration. How long for though is the question. Improves your sturdiness, pain killing. Like, I got no idea how long it lasts for. I don't know how close I can get to him either. But let me see. Oh god, there's a few effects. Where's the bite point of this? Oh, there we go. Okay. I don't know how much that consumed. Alright, here's our boy. Hi! Okay. So I assume he likes to... Doesn't he throw a boulder in the beginning? Yeah, let's see. He's getting ready to fling. I don't think I want to be right next to him, maybe one tile away to get my next buff. Oh boy. Okay, I don't know what he did there, but I didn't like the sound of that. I don't know which one of these I want to throw at the fucker. I don't know how powerful these are. Okay, so we're next to each other. So I guess it's time to party. Oh boy. Shuffle! Jesus. Okay, well that definitely hurt. He did some damage to your boy. He's a tile away. Hi. 93%. Yeah, no, definitely not. Ugh. Actually, I gotta make sure I don't run out of energy here. Don't I have one that gives energy? A sturdiness. Oh, did I drink the one that gave energy? Yeah, I believe I did. I believe I can hop here. So he misses that. Alright, so he bitch slaps me backwards. No, I don't know whether he's gonna approach me or not. Now, he must have a rotation. I believe I can hold where I am. At least I'll proc this. Yeah, so he comes to me. Good. So shuffle. So he smacks you back by 1. %. So shockwave, that's the thing on cooldown. Troll regeneration removes all negative effects and activates troll regeneration for 4 turns. Reduces damage taken. Receiving a melee strike removes the effect and grants 200% damage taken. So once he procs this, that's when you gotta start swinging at the guy. Would be my guess. So what's he gonna do next? I feel like I can try and do this at least. What was that? He tried to roar. Was it that? Oh, he tried to deafening roar to me. It lets out a roar dealing 5 psionic damage to all enemies. Oh, he's trying to stun me, or at least daze me, and then force me to drop my weapon, but I think I'm shrugging it off. So he's not able to use that. Oh, yeah, suffered an injury there. Probably should have come in with more splints. Looking back now. %. I don't know, man. I think my opponent is doing remarkably well against me here. Oh, I don't have any pain killing, do I? Oh, he's healing himself, isn't he? I think I have to take a swig of this. Yeah, I don't have any energy left against the guy. Oh, I did drop my weapon that time. So I need to get out of this while also re-equipping myself, eh? Am I going to be out of range of that? Ooh, just about. First Gwynel potion I ever took in my life. Oh, he's doing the thingy. Okay, but this time I'm gonna lunge at him. Yeah, it's the constant knockback. So resisted the roar. Can't hit him from here, but I don't want to walk up to him either, because then he'll take a swipe at me. Well, that sucks. Can't get out of that. Not with what's at my disposal. Yeah, I don't have a secondary movement skill I can use. I can use elusiveness though. That'll mitigate the damage at least. Not sure if that worked. He's got blindness, so that does increase his fumble. Okay, so he fumbled that one at least. He's got one more round of that, but there's still 48%. Is he bleeding at least? No, he isn't. Covered in alcohol. Interesting. That does seem to mess with a few of his stats. He has suffered a minor wound though, it's just something I guess. I believe I'm out of juice here, lads. Oh, he's doing the heal, isn't he? I can't stop this, can I? You have to do like a melee hit to negate this? I have nothing that can like my lunge can't reach him. Unfortunately, he's too far away. I think, can this not reach? That can reach at least. Okay, so there's the roar. He got me with a daze. But that at least prevents the healing. Ow! Well, I'm totally out of juice here, lads. And our boy is rocking a solid 30% here. Alright, by the Spear of Longinus. Potion of Harm. Dog. Covered in alcohol. I mean, that still helps. Oh, that was a crit and a half. 22%, this rat fuck. What else can I hit him with that could like bolster my odds? I think I was gonna keep swinging here for dear life. Oh, hold. He's down to 4%. I can't get to the bastard though. That's the problem. I have nothing. I got no energy. I don't know what he's about to hit me with. He is bleeding though, so he'll take 11 damage from that. I don't know what he's about to hit me with. I think if I need to shift to the right. Yeah. Now it's down to whoever gets the big swing off. I need to go big dick here. Hey, we got him! Don't feed the troll! Last possible turn. Holy shit. I have to use everything in my frickin' repertoire. Not the cleanest of fights, but I'll take it. Jesus. These are all the elixirs I gathered. My only Gwynel elixir. I didn't think the Potion of Harm would be that effective. But I underestimated the covered in alcohol debuff. Because it messed with his fumble chance. Holy fucking shit. 1050 experience we got for that. By the way, that is not how you're supposed to fight him at all. But whatever works. Hey, I'll take that win. I probably could have done some line of sighting behind the trees as well. But yeah, I went for a very Unga versus Bunga methodology. But we got him. I doubt I can... can we skin the guy? Ooh. Oh shit! We actually got a troll pelt and a tusk. Whoa! Look at the size of that! Troll pelts possess incredible durability. Some folks believe them to regenerate over time, even if at a much slower rate than when they are attached to a living beast. And then troll tusks. An old troll's tusks are an extraordinarily rare trophy, valued as much as the ivory. Damn, freaking Gwynel's elixir. That's the first time I ever drank that. Watch that have like a terrible downside that's going to get me killed. The way you fight stuff is that you reduce the HP to 0 while keeping yourself above 0 HP. Yeah, I was always considering hitting him with fire damage in the hopes that that might weaken him. Right now, though, my guy needs to sit and recover his health. I had a single splint on me, man. No, that was enough. Even elusiveness coming in clutch there. Dog. So what else is here then? You got magistrate shield, sticks. What's in here? To keep a shiny item in here at least? Water skin. Oh, you know what? This is one thing I was going to try use as well. Smoke bomb. Because it would have... Yeah, reduces vision to 1 tile. But I haven't... like, if the fight would have failed, I would have considered investing in one of these. You're hoping for enemies in here? Okay, listen here, Satan. Oh, there is a rare item here. An epish. There's a lion banner as well and a crumpled note. What's the bonus? When raised at the caravan camp, it grants plus 5% reputation gain, plus 3% health restoration, and plus 3% energy restoration. Sure, why not? I'll go with that. Oh, I just bought a fucking helmet, you bastards. Oh, actually, it's low protection. I probably wouldn't use this either way. The Chevalier with ear guards. Unique medium headgear, 8 protection. Negative 2 to energy. Nah. I'm surprised that they have the audacity to put a tier 3 here. As far as I'm concerned, there should be a fucking tier 4 or 5 item here. Unless it's randomized. Judging by the eye-catching band and a pair of metal discs added for some extra protection. This helmet used to belong to some merchant's son during his service in the town militia, but he died now. He alone died. And then the crumpled note. Let me guess the last words. That beast still wanders around the tower. Everything shakes so much with its every step that I fear the beam supporting the 2nd floor might collapse on us. The path upstairs is blocked. The troll's not going anywhere. and we only have enough food and water to last us for a day. We're done for. Well, he was right, for the most part. Now I can actually watch how other folks fight the damn thing. By the time you'd usually, obviously you don't have to, but when people usually fight him, that the helmet is quite good. Yeah, I waited for a long ass time to face off against him. He obviously has an attack pattern to him. For melee guys, the problem we run into is a turn ends up getting wasted because when he attacks you in melee, he bitch slaps you backwards. If that weren't the case, that could easily be another turn where I could reciprocate to hit him back. Because then what he'll do is he's got the ground slam attack, which is in a cone. But if you're right next to him, you only have to move one tile to the side to hit him. Christ, if you're ranged, the only thing you have to be wary of would be the boulder throw, which I assume has its own internal cooldown. You throw in some poison, I reckon they'd have a much better chance. If you're experienced, you can kill him fully naked with the stick, pretty much. Well, the other strat, which I've seen used, but I will say not a particularly big fan of, is to abuse the hell out of the line of sight. It would require would it work for this? Oh, maybe you can. I thought maybe you could use these trees, but no, I guess not, because I can still see past those. But that was a fair number of flasks. But yeah, we killed ourselves a troll, guys. I hope you're proud of me, even with my extremely scuffed approach to it. Yeah, this guy was freaking dying in here. Look at this. No worries, mythics. What's next? Well, that was kind of like the major thing I wanted to do to defeat that son of a gun. He's one of the few bosses who I knew was actively on the board, and I wanted to say hello to him, which I did. I'm curious to see what the reaction is to the fellow when you hand the quest in. Christ, this is literally the only active quest left. I'm sure that when your reputation... Oh god. Thank you very much for the dodo, man.
Just in case any cheeseheads go on sale when I'm away, Kappa.
Thank you very much, dude. That's in a pile. But yeah, if my guess is correct, if it works like the same way it did for Manshire, you get special summons. So I wouldn't be surprised. I think if your reputation gets high enough with someone like Bryn, they might set you to another boss. My educated guess, if I was to hazard one, I think it's tied to that weird cave I found. This one. Like, there was a door I couldn't open. It could be incompleted content, much like this, the damp ravine and smoky tunnel. But I'm pretty sure there's another big guy here out there somewhere. But thank you again, Mythics. I really, really appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. I'm gonna win the game soon. Yeah, I think so. The rest is just doing the higher tier contracts. I'm pretty happy with what I've achieved. We hit, let me see, Reputation, Rotten Willow. We're almost 4,000 with them. Very close to Amity. Bryn appears to have bested them. I just gotta avoid any major shit shows. Check the perks for Amity and Rotten Willow, the grey ones on the left. Yeah, I saw they have an event. Oh, actually, not that one. Where is it? What is this one? Underworld Connections. A portion of the reputation gained from completing local contracts is also granted in Bryn. Ah, right, I see. That would have been nice, yeah. The exact amount depends on the completed contract's difficulty. Allows to be introduced to a special trader. Then we got, yep, they also get wide selection. And then, oh yeah, special quest, yeah. So, I'm sure they too have their own boss. The system makes sense. You know, you bolster your reputation and prove your renown with said place. and then they'll bring to your attention like something which they have been struggling with. And in the case of the poor fuckers in, I believe it was Manshire, that troll was the biggest pain in the ass. They sent several full-scale retinue of folks and it wasn't enough. Don't go antagonizing the bison. But yeah, that was a cool fight. Well, I think the last time I had to like reposition and maneuver and get up to such shenanigans was probably the prologue boss. Is handcrafted world or procedure generated? I don't actually know because I've only ever made this single file. So I don't know if in a subsequent playthrough if any of these things are like randomized. Like I could see camps and points of interest being elsewhere, but I think these locations are all fixed. But I could be wrong. I genuinely do not know. But we're gonna save our game, that's for damn sure. My guy's gonna sleep the sleep of the dearly departed. That progress is locked in, ladies and gents. They cannot take this away from me. I have done a thing, guys. Stuff like towns of static placements. Yeah, that would make a lot of sense. But what I'm going to do, after I hand this in, I want to see the reaction, because, for context, they sent an entire, like, platoon of soldiers. Like, there were already plenty stationed there, and they got shredded. Then they sent an additional contingent. They also got shredded. And then you're haphazardly given this quest just by your reputation alone. And I can see them thinking, right, it's just one dwarf, what the fuck can you do? And you suddenly come back with this thing's hide and its horns, and they're looking at you thinking, the fuck? How do you pull that off? So, very curious. This has got to spread some renown. So it'd be this fella here. Let's see. About that troll contract. Any news? The troll's dead, Manshire is safe. Really? You can send your men to the tower, the corpse is still there. My goodness. Now I don't have to wonder whether I'll end up in the troll's belly or with my head on the chopping block. Damn, still can't believe you did it. You killed the troll on your own. How? Let's see, it almost got me, but as you can see I'm still here. I expected more from it, the beast was way too slow. I'll go with that one. It unironically almost got me. It was one turn away from a well-placed punch, and it would have been GG. But as you can see I'm still here. Incredible. So about your reward, you earned it fair and square. Knowing my grandfather, he'd never forgive me for giving up the cloak. Oh yeah, that was the reward, wasn't it? But what can I say? You're right, you deserve it. Put it to good use. 4,000 schmackaroonies and a jousting cloak. Now I recently got the impenetrable velvet cloak. Bleeders just negative 5% damage taken. Damn. It's actually respectable. Not too shabby. Yeah, it's got physical, nature, magic, and bleed resistance with 5% less damage taken. Seen worse. I love how my guy just tosses it on the ground like it's a piece of garbanzo. So these are just extras I got? Oh, I thought you might want to hand in the troll pelt as like, you know, part of the thing. And the game's like, nah, you're good. Don't worry. Knee pizzle. It's all good. Oh, I see. This needs there you go. You can keep the rest. What about reputation then? Would that have you kidding me? Okay, so the troll hunt does give you 1,050. I was hoping some of that would ripple. Ah, I figured that would have like, you know, a bit more like global renown. It isn't often that you have someone just slanging dick and making short work of these ne'er-do-wells. Usually the troll fight takes around 15 to 20 minutes if you fight him when you first unlock him on most weapons. You basically just brute forced him with superior gear and high stats. Of course, that's what. Why do you think I was saving everything? I knew I wasn't going to be able to beat him in a fair fight. So that's why I hung on to Gwynel's potion, the sturdiness one, the healing potion. I underestimated just how powerful the blind one was. That bought me a lot of time. Because for every turn he couldn't punch and push me away, it was one extra turn I could actually get a good melee hit on him. Someone's got to show him who's boss and go punch for punch with him every now and then. Well, I'll take a look at how other folks did this, but yeah, that was my strategy. There were other things I was considering doing. Like, if this thing had continued to prove to be a pain in the ass, I was going to start incorporating things like caltrops. I was going to experiment with smoke bombs. What else is there? The claw traps? Like, I was going to start incorporating all of them. I'd even go so far as to say I was going to move the caravan adjacent and then stockpile as much as I could to make this guy's life a living hell. But because this was my first genuine proper attempt, and that first attempt was brute force to see if I could just win in a clash. But had that failed, I would have began experimenting. There's a bunch of videos out there of people killing him. If you want, I can link one of my kills I did on the latest. Yeah, you can. Let me get you a permit, because I want to see how other folks have handled that. But if you got a link, this is a perfect time. Very curious, because now that I killed him, I don't mind seeing strategies now, because I can say I killed him. Granted, I did it through just sheer stats and superior gear. Hang on a minute. So yours is a... Okay, Jesus Christ, a 20-minute venture. The only thing slowing me down, I felt, was my lack of energy. Level 9. Okay, bro. Okay. Okay. Let me fast forward here. Wait, at night? Wait, hang on a minute. What did you just take? Oh wait, yeah, you are doing smoke bomb. Okay, so my guess was correct. Yeah, because I saw the accuracy. My worry was that I'd get caught in the crossfire. So you got food, you got cocaine, you got 2 splints, bandage, you got a Healy heal. That's pretty tame stuff. Okay. 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 So there's the big guy. So he just dodged his melee hit. How come you're not suffering attacks of opportunity, though? So you dropped your axe. Okay, that's fine. He's right next to you there. You move without issue. Yeah, grab the axe. Fist the ground. Yeah, like he's right next to you. I know you can spec into some things that can significantly reduce the probability of that. I can't read chat right now, because obviously I've got this here. But yeah, how come he's not swiping at you? The smoke bomb is only for the first bolt at us. He can't do attacks of opportunity. Wait, the troll can't do attacks of opportunity? Well, that kind of changes the whole thing then. I thought all creatures had that capacity, because then otherwise the method then would have been... yeah, I guess you just bait out the big fisting attack. He's too slow. Did I not... Is that on his character sheet? Hang on. Stoneshard. I guess it'd be the ancient troll? Ancient troll. There he is. Let me take a look. Let's see. Maneuver. Yeah, there's rock toss, troll regeneration, claw swipe, deafening roar, and shockwave. He has 1,600 health. That's a tier 5 beast as well. Legs, body, protection. Sure. Does it say it anywhere explicitly on his character sheet? Or is that something you're supposed to just figure out through YOLO? I don't see it anywhere on the character sheet. He doesn't have a basic attack, so... you can't use attacks of opportunity. Huh. This is true, because what he ends up using is... he uses claw swipe, right? Does that have a cooldown? Not that I can see here anyways. I figured by default he'd hit you with the claw swipe if you tried to get away from him. A skill isn't... So, because he doesn't have a basic attack, he's unable to do an attack of opportunity. How well could I have used that to my advantage? No, that's still being in... Oh yeah, so that means... When he would punt me backwards, I could have just ran straight up to him again, couldn't I? Because the reason I wasn't approaching him is my fear was because there was a tile gap that the second I would enter his sphere of damage, he would wallop me again. Which is why I was waiting for him to approach me. That could have saved me a bit of a headache. You see, it's not nearly as scary then. If you go next to him, he'll smack you. I guess because that's not so much of attack of opportunity as it's more of you're within his attack range. Okay, I'm not sure what else I could have done all that different then. Because the problem here is I'm still going to be subject to the claw attack eventually. Well, like, I have to fight him. I got to fight the guy in melee. Let me take a look, see, because your fight is being done in the dead of night, which is really hard to see here. Let's see, stone, shard, troll melee. What's the current build? I think it's the 0.9.1.3, right? Let me take a look at this.
What's going on?
Silence! For fuck's sake, man. You know, sometimes I wish we just had like a silent video where someone's just doing the fucking fight. That was 2 years ago. Oh, so yeah, so many of these are like in older builds, which I'm gonna assume like a lot of stuff has been nerfed since. Yeah. I'll take a look at what this guy is. Let's see. He's showing us his build. Okay. So here we got this fella here. I think he was like... What level was this guy again? Level 9, okay. Hang on. So, smoke bomb... And this is to stop the boulder throw, right? Oh, it makes sense because he can't see you, yeah. Because he can only do that if he knows where you are. So before the fight starts, you get the smoke bomb ready. You toss that there, yeah. So, I mean, you can't see each other really, but that allows you to close the gap. Yep, dodge that. Stabity. So the boss just did the roar, which forced him to drop the weapon. He's got to re-equip. So you obviously want to step there or there. Yep. Okay, so you just close the gap there. But how come shouldn't the... No, yeah, because he's using an action to close the gap. That's what's going on here. Wait, so the fight, doesn't it just simply devolve into... You move, he moves, you move, he moves, and then when he primes the AoE attack... Is that when you attack? You shift by one tile? Let me see what he does. So yeah, he's priming that, he moves... Punches, right, shockwave. So closes the gap. Move. Why didn't the boss use the claw strike though? Oh, he's waiting for it to go off. So I guess he prioritizes the shockwave over the claw attack. Is my educated guess. So it's 2 turns away before he can do the claw attack. And I guess you just you rinse and repeat that. He's abusing its AI, essentially. I think that's what's going on here. Go on, continue to fight. So 1, 2, yeah. Oh, he did a roar, that's fine. Yeah. And obviously because he's got a spear he can attack further as well. So 1 more. And he can't do attacks of opportunity. So now he'll... I assume he's talking to explain this. Just fucking move! There we go. So now he'll raise the weapon, I assume? Or his fist. So it's off cooldown, yeah, and then he moves. Right, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, you're abusing the fact that it prioritizes the AoE attack over everything else. That's how you're meant to fight him. It's not even cheese, is how it's designed. You're not meant to tank the swipes at all, basically. Right, yeah. It's more knowing how its AI behaves. If it was a bit more wanton on what it picked, if it was more random, then yeah, you'd be fucked. But it literally comes down to being mindful of when its AoE attack is off cooldown. But yeah, that just means in all subsequent instances you can't really fuck this up. It just ends up being a very, very long fight. You know what? Still prefer my method. Brute force was a lot more fun because it looked as though we were both exchanging blows and it came down to being an absolute cinema moment where we both just started swinging at each other and I just barely clinched the victory. I'll go with that. I'll take my lack of knowledge for a more aesthetically pleasing fight. Although it cost me all the elixirs. Well, it cost me the one and only Gwynel elixir I had, and both my positive and harmful decoctions that I'd picked up during my trip. Totally worth it. I like to think that single spiteful dipshit is the reason I did that. Well worth the hassle. Maybe go to the Drunken Huntsman. Figured I might as well sell that hide at a premium. Wait, that begs the question. How would a ranged character do that then? I guarantee you these motherfuckers are just going to take pot shots at this son of a gun and he can't do anything. I'm rather certain of this. Okay, let's go to our friend. You don't want to be too far away, even on a range. I'm guessing because of the constant boulder flinging he does. Hi. So, can you actually do anything with the pelt, or is it just intended purely for sale? Like the troll tusk. An old troll's tusk, so extremely rare trophy. Yeah, this just seems like it's just intended to be sold. This guy can't even afford the damn thing. Too goddamn rich. Ranged can actually be rough because you need melee to attack him to cancel the heal. Yeah, that's a good point. I think he heals like it was something like 80 hit points or something crazy like that. Okay, so we can only sell these. Well, you can take these damn tusks off my hands then. As for the hide, Jesus. So that means, yeah, the quests are completed. And then whatever we would unlock there. I mean, I'm pretty content to leave my playthrough here. I'm quite pleased. And on a high note for slaying that troll, and then maybe circle back to this game at some point in the future. I'm remarkably content, because everything else now is more about gathering some of the loose ends for the caravan to make them more effective. Different merchants buy different things for different prices. Yeah, which is why I came here for the hide, but this guy's like in just can't afford it. This is the place I came to sell anything to do with like hides and horns and tusks, stuff like that. But yeah. It's a decent share of content, but you've done quite a bit. Yeah, because I know I'm quite certain that once my reputation with these guys has been pushed high enough, we'll unlock whatever it is that they want me to kill. But I'll probably do it off stream, do kind of on my own time. But I hope the devs get around to adding these, because I get the sense that when we never interact with the council, the Grey Army. Because when I first arrived, the vibe I got was, oh, there's going to be like 3 maps that we're going to be able to, like 3 regions we can explore between the Magistrate Council and Grey Army. Yeah, I've actually been to another one of the dungeons in this place as well. Where was it? There was yeah, not the signal tower. Yeah, this one. There's a few places that are like this that have like 5 skull rank, which is fucking mental. But yeah, we got Brotherly Abode, Old Quarry. There's a few other places. So that I'm assuming it's like the most furthest locale from the map are going to be the most deadliest. But that's a decent amount of the map. What's up here? Tier 5 dungeons are basically the hardest content. Oh, of that I have no doubt. We did one of the tier 4s, and I could tell just based on the sheer head count of the enemies was completely insane. Supreme Filth. Okay. Well, what I'm gonna do, guys, is I'm gonna wrap up for today because I am not doing particularly great. And I haven't been for a while. But I'm glad that I was able to slay that accursed troll. What I'm going to do, I will not be on tomorrow. I'll be resting on Thursday. I'm hoping that I can actually get enough relief of pain that we can start off the PoE, PoE 2 content with our best foot forward. So I'm going to be absent for the rest of the day and tomorrow, but will make my return for Friday. And I reckon it'll be PoE 2, at least for a couple of weeks quite easily. See how the last Epoch launch goes, and I'll probably pivot over to that. So that'll be like the majority of this month, more or less, sorted. After that we'll see what else shakes out. But I'll make sure that you ne'er-do-wells have somewhere to hang out in the meantime. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to toss you over to, where do I even toss you over to? Wait, why does Limu have a golden kappa train going on? Okay, you know what, let's abuse the hell out of that. I'll toss you over to Lime Malicious. But yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed my journey through Stoneshard. I think it was pretty thorough. While there is still some content left, I'll probably poke around with that off stream if I feel up to it. If not, we can always wait for this game's next big overhaul and return to it. Definitely want to try like a spellcaster or a range character. That'll be fun. But yeah, I'm going to touch over to Limu. Very big thank you to both Mythics and Camcool for the very generous donos, as well as Camcool for the biddies. Hope you guys enjoyed the rest of your week. I will see you all again on Friday for PoE 2. But yeah, until then, stay safe. I'll see you guys again very soon. Take it easy.